It's not going so well in the altcoin market, and I would like to discuss a couple of altcoins today, the comments that you guys have on the channel as always. So if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your bell notification. I started this in the bear market and I'm still here every day, and in the bull market we're gonna laugh our nuts out of our sack, and if you're a girl you're gonna laugh your titties out of your bra. So good ways to get demonetized within the first 30 seconds. Now let's get right into it. Don't forget to, of course, like the video if you like the video. Altcoins. Right, this is my gaming watch list, and this doesn't have everything that I like, and it's not specifically gaming because DexCheck is not a gaming project, so I'm a little unorganized here, but it does show that overall altcoins are not doing that well. It's not that bad necessarily if you now look at the last 24 hours, and especially Immutable X took quite of a hit. For the rest it's like, yeah, down to 1-3%, and a couple are even up as well. But most of the altcoins overall, they keep pushing lower bit by bit so that you don't really notice it. Like if you, for example, look at Illuvium, right? Illuvium is such an example of a project that a lot of people like, but never really had a good buying opportunity yet, right? Because Illuvium keeps on pushing lower and lower and lower, and it's now sitting at the same levels as where it was the beginning of January. And you might feel like, well, isn't that just technically a double bottom? You could look at it like that, but I don't want to forget that if we look at Bitcoin and we overlay that on the chart right now, you'll see that Bitcoin is now sitting at 30k or 29, where Illuvium sits at around 39, right? And the last time Illuvium sat there, Bitcoin was sitting at, well, 16, 17k, right? So Bitcoin went up twice, and well, this particular altcoin, but again, a lot of altcoins look like this, sit at the same low level. So I do feel like, okay, what if Bitcoin gets that small correction right now? Not even the correction that we usually see in the pre-halving year, but just a small one, right? Illuvium, for example, has already no support left anymore, right? And therefore you want to be a little careful with altcoins. Now there are exceptions, and if you want to play the exceptions, that's cool, but overall most of them look like this, right? And if I then look at the Bitcoin chart, people said like months ago, right, like buy Illuvium in this case. Well, if I look at the chart, when did it put in its last low? Well, it was just a couple weeks ago, right? And now it has the room to maybe go down another 5% on its Bitcoin pair, and then it's discovering new lows again. So, and again, a lot of altcoins look like this, and I'm not saying all and every one of them, but if we do look at the total altcoin market on its Bitcoin pair, you just see that it came down since basically complete 2023 is where the crash started, right? People say like, oh, the bear market started end of 2021. The altcoin bear market just started this year, right? But altcoins on the dollar pair hold up a little bit because Bitcoin 2x'd, right? But if Bitcoin didn't, then altcoins were wrecked. And if Bitcoin now corrects, then altcoins get wrecked. And if Bitcoin does go up, then altcoins go down on their Bitcoin pair because the dominance goes up with it. So altcoins are wrecked anyway. So there is like not really at this moment of the market a good reason for me to believe that altcoins are a great buy, right? Of course you can dollar cost, and that's the best thing to do, but you know, if something goes down from here to, let's say, here, right, is it wise to already dollar cost when you're halfway, or should you wait until you are more inside of the bottom range, right? And I'm not saying time the bottom, that's never what I say, but I also don't say, you know, catch every falling knife and dollar cost the complete way down, because then you first have to ride half a bull market to go and play even again, right? That's also not really what you're doing it for. Why are you in crypto? To not lose money. Congratulations, did you manage to do it? Not really, but I might. Wow, goals. Nah, that's not what we're doing right here, right? We really want to make money. And it's just funny that the only things that I see in green right here are Bitcoin on its altcoin pair, right? Again, if you look at, for example, you know, Bitcoin on its Cardano pair, it shows that from the bottom right here, Bitcoin now sit at a 6x compared to Cardano, right? And some altcoins are way worse. If you sold your Bitcoin right here, or if you sold your Gala right here for Bitcoin, you already made a 17, 18x, right? This is the worst example probably. If you sold your Hex for Bitcoin right here, you now made a 30x, right? So why would you be in altcoins? Bitcoin is a lot safer and it gives you 10, 20, 30x's compared to these altcoins, right? It's so weird. People say buy the dip anyway. Well, if you have so much FOMO that you really need to be in the market, yeah, then in my opinion, Bitcoin at this moment is the safest asset, right? Now people start to think that I'm a Bitcoin maxi. I'm not, but I am an adjust to the market type of guy, right? If Bitcoin is doing well and altcoins are not in a good place, then yeah, why would you be in altcoins? And I know, you know, be greedy when others are fearful and the other way around, but also look at charts. That's also one saying that you should live by a little bit, in my opinion. Yeah, something else that backs it up is the total 3, right? The altcoin market. If you look at the total crypto market, you'll see that it's holding above its bull market support band, right? The red and the green line. That's probably the most important moving average that you can chart, right? It had that fake out in it and now it finds perfect support right there. If you take Bitcoin away from that, you have the total 2. And now that's sitting at support on the green area of that, which is the 20 moving average, I think. So that's also, you know, holding up a little bit. But if you look at the total 3, so you take Bitcoin and Ethereum away, so you're only left with altcoins and stables in this case, then you'll see that we just got rejected again by the bull market support band. So altcoins just can't seem to break out. Like Bitcoin broke out a long time ago, months ago, more than half a year ago, and altcoins still can't. Right, so they're running behind so hard right now, and it's just that phase of the market right now, right? I'm ultimately long-term bullish on good altcoins, and in a bull market, man, I want to be fully in altcoins. But yeah, so far it shows that if you do that, at best you play even, right? But we're basically almost sitting at the lows right now. Some altcoins are already, so therefore I'm a little cautious with this stuff. Let's go over a couple of comments that you guys made on the channel. And if you have any suggestions, if you want to yell at me, if you have a question, whatever, leave it in a comment and I'll go over it in one of the next videos. What do you think about BTC 20 for $1 pre-sale? I don't know. I don't know what that is, so I don't know. Still following your altcoin not buying advice. I stopped DCAing into them a couple of months ago. I actually felt strange at the beginning, but now completely makes sense. Let us know when and where to swap capitalize to the maximum, both the BTC bull run and then the altcoin season, and if possible, smaller alt cap coin season. Why do you get so much likes, dude? But yeah, no, like, don't get me wrong, it's not advice though. I'm just yelling what I'm doing on a cam all day, right? I don't have no life. But what I'm basically looking at is the total 3 divided by BTC. So if you have trading view, let me put it like this: if you do not have trading view, then you get wrecked. You have to chart your shit. All right. So if you have trading view, if you now feel like, oh fuck, I'm a moron, I'll get trading view, then you should put in total 3 divided by BTC and just press enter. You won't find it right here. Just hit enter and you get this. And for me, it's very clear that this is the range, right? This is the bottom range. This is the upper range. Right? And in the bottom range, altcoins are at their lows compared to Bitcoin, and at their upper range, they're at their highs, of course. And now we are finally coming down. And although we are now indeed bouncing off the 0.618 right here, which is understandable, which we did last cycle as well. We stayed there for a year, right? We still fell down, right? And it's not unlikely to me that we will fall down. And in this complete area, if we get here, I already dollar cost. But if we get here, I dollar cost even more. So I'm not trying to time the bottom on this thing, because this is a huge range, right? This goes down 36%, and I'm buying this whole thing right here. So if I ever make videos in the future, like, okay, I'm now buying altcoins, and the next day you are in loss because you did that as well, right? Because I'm apparently holding a digital gun to your head. then don't come yell at me, right? This is the area where I feel like, okay, here I want the dollar cost, and short-term losses are fine, right? But if I already dollar cost right here, yeah, you've basically been in a short-term loss since ever, until now, right? Unless you bought this exact bottom right here, congrats. But yeah, that's what I do, and I will make a lot of videos about this kind of stuff. Yeah, definitely. Build a $1,000 portfolio, trash. 1K isn't a lot, 2 coins at most. For some people it is a lot. It depends. You want new assets with high potential, more risk and less safety. Also, it depends. That maybe you want that. Some other people don't want that, bro. Like some people feel like, okay, I have $1,000. It's a lot for me. I don't want to risk it all. I want to take some risk, right? The risk reward depends per person. Bitcoin is for the rich, not people with 1K. 500 in Pulse Chain, 500 in Pulse X. That's your best chance. Very high chance of 100X. That's 100K. Not bad. Your choice. Look, yeah, this is a matter of an opinion, I think, in this case. All right, you basically go full all into the Hex ecosystem, right? I won't recommend going all in on anything, right? Because if you in this case, like now we have Pulse Chain and Pulse X and Pulse blah, it's all nice, right? But if you look what Hex is doing in the bear market, Hex is the example of a coin that doesn't know how to survive a bear market because they don't have a product, right? And it's overblown, and the founder is super unrealistic about his product. And I feel people are now getting tricked the same way because people first got completely wrecked with Hex, unless they bought before the run up, of course, right? But believe me, people bought here. Because why? Because the chart went down. So people sold as well to people who bought. But people who got wrecked with Hex now might feel like, oh yeah, but now we got Pulse, right? Now it's a working product and this is going to work. I don't know. Hex hasn't really proven itself, right? It's high risk. But no matter what it is, although maybe you'll say it's whatever, going all in on one thing doesn't seem that safe to me. And you can do that for a gamble, but 100x, very high chance. I don't know. Everything has a chance to 100x, but what has a high chance and what doesn't have a high chance? I don't know, man. I would say like if you have maybe, let me put it like this, if I had like 10K or so, and you know, Hex and Pulse first survives all this shit in the market right now, right? Then I might feel like, okay, let me put $1,000 in it to see what it can do, right? Because the Hex ecosystem is the casino part of crypto. It's indeed very high risk, high reward. More high risk than high reward, in my opinion, though. But if you only have $1,000, putting your complete $1,000 in that, yeah, that's really gambling. And yeah, like I said, for some people, $1,000 is a lot, right? And then you don't want to risk that all. You were talking about Seedify a bit. Could you do a video where you review different launchpads, the ones that you used at least? IDO performance, tier cost, allocation size, refund, user friendliness, social activity, and all that stuff. Yeah, definitely. I made that video like a couple of months ago, but I can definitely make an updated video about that. As we are now months further into the market, you know, we all have more experience. These launchpads went to more stuff. We have more things to measure. So I'm gonna copy save this because this is actually a good idea. So yeah, I will do that. Have you seen the CRU token price chart? Did you check what project the cross network is? Just do buy some tokens and hold. This definitely will pump and make a lot of holders rich. CRU, maybe I once checked that. I'm not completely sure though anymore. CRU, cross network, you said, right? I think you, yeah, cross network. Tokenomics are on point. Trading volume is on point. Market cap is low. That's the first thing I check, like tokenomics. I don't care about the project because if the tokenomics suck, then it doesn't matter what kind of project it is to me. It's layer one, I guess, right? So that's cool. It is on some exchanges. right? It's not like UOB is a decent exchange. Yeah, for the rest, like Gate, Maxi, like, you know, typical LA token being X, right? Not really that interesting, but it has quite some following and exchange listings. And let me check, because they have 100k followers, and I always look at, like, if they tweet something, how much interaction do they get, right? And I must say that with 100k followers, you should get a little bit more interaction than just this, like, or people are not interested in your platform, or the following is not completely real, right? So that's one thing that I feel like, okay, man, I follow a lot of big people on Twitter, and I always check, like, are they followed by any one of these people? They're not. So that's the thing. So the social engagement, I don't like that. Tokenomics look very much on point. Yeah, for the rest, I do have to check out the project itself, because I don't know about the project, so I can judge about that. When it comes to the chart, there's no Bitcoin chart in here, too bad. Okay, yeah, the chart is not looking that good though, and it's been out quite a while already, by the way. It's been out quite a while already. So since the peak, they came down. They got wrecked. 99.5%. Yeah, they went from $180, give or take, to the low of 50 cents. Yeah, it's hard to say, like, when is it time to buy such a thing? Like, if you are really bullish on this project, then when should you step in? You could be like, oh yeah, it's now cheap. But believe me, when it came from $180 and it was sitting at $7, people also thought it was cheap, right? And then it went 10 times lower as well. And then it went another 2x lower almost. So it is hard. Pure technical wise, they broke the bull market support band for a while, but it was like a very, very big ass rally. But that's what you see with a lot of projects. It fell extremely hard. Yeah, then you see a big rally as well, all to be faded down slowly but steady again. So it's really like they are still struggling with that bull market support band right here. And first I would like to see how that plays out, because if it breaks out and it confirms that this is actually a higher low and a breakout above the bull market support band, then it could be that it's sitting in the bottom range right here, right? And then you can buy it if it goes down here or here or here. That doesn't really matter then. But if it gets rejected right here and it keeps on fading and it puts in a new low, yeah, you know, might as well it goes to 10 cents or so, right? Then you don't know where it's going. So price chart, I wouldn't, I would, you know, analyze it and be a little patient to see how that plays out before jumping into something that has a chart like that. People should not miss out on Fission City. Fission City. Let me take a look. You guys do pop up some things sometimes that I feel like, okay. Fission City. It has no trading volume though. Super low cap indeed, but it doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's good or anything. Price. It just came out. But how did it already went down that hard? Huh? What the fuck? I don't get it. It's, huh? Oh, it says market cap, sorry. My bad. It's not just out. Well, it's fairly new, but it started off really bad. I don't know what happened, but they had a very, very bad launch. So I don't think holders are that happy with this thing. 25,000 followers. I have to take a look at it to say something useful about it, but this kind of start does tell me like, oh, the team fucked up since the beginning, or they had like a pre-sale where they gave out max tokens at the beginning or something like that, you know, and that's like the shitcoin way to do it. And I hope that, you know, I don't know what the reason is it worked like that. They're listed on Bitmart and ACBit. This picture is not theirs. I've seen this before. It's not theirs 100%. Look, It's Ryoshi has that picture right there. So that's not theirs, right? But this is Ryoshi. I've seen this on Bullspat or something like that. I've seen it before. I do know it's not their graphic. Anyway, it doesn't have to mean really a lot, but it looks like it's kind of metaverse-ish or something like that. So then you, of course, have to have your own shit, right? I must say that you know, you go to the website and they are really focused on buy us, right? This is the total supply, this is the contract, this is the but I feel like, dude, what is it? Can you not tell me first what it is? And then it's showing how important they think things are, right? So the first thing they show is like, okay, this is how you can buy us, and then, oh yeah, this is what we do. I don't know. I don't like the website that much though. They security audit by Efficient City. Of course not. Sorry, Polyblock. I don't know. Don't feel like, wow, yeah. Staking only works in the bull market with the right coin. Bear market, if the coin goes to zero, you're losing everything. Yeah, like I said right here as well. Therefore, I give a few disclaimers that the person has somehow have to know that the project has to survive in the first place. The benefit of staking in a bull market is indeed that you get coins of a project that is going up and is surviving. So that's a good thing. The downside is that there is less upside potential. Like for example, if you now go and stake your Seedify, right, you get a quite decent entry, right? You can stake it all the way from here, and if it goes up, then you can make a lot of money because you bought your entry very cheap in the first place. But the chances, the downside is, of course, it's still a bear market. It can still die, right? So it's a higher risk, higher reward. That's basically what it is. I do got to wrap the video up for now. One more comment. Amazing video, thank you, bro. What do you think of Moonbeam? I don't know about Moonbeam anymore. I had some Moonbeam back in the day. I lost a lot of money with it as well, with Moon River, by the way. Not gonna lie about that. I just fucked up for not doing my research. If I look at Moonbeam, they are very low in total value locked. If you also see their total value locked, it was sitting at around, almost $300 million, and it's still going down all the way towards like 50 million or so, 40 million. Also, if you take a look at their fees, so the money that they are generating, they are basically not creating any fees, right? Here, last year or so, they had like 1K in a day, and they barely make any money right now. So that shows like, okay, how is the project going to survive if they don't create any revenue? No projects are really being built on it. Moonwell, Stellar Swap, these are the only two that are really mentionable. The rest is all trash that doesn't have any value lock, basically. So that's kind of shitty. If you, for example, compare to Ethereum and you look at their fees and you look what they are making, right? They're making millions every day, right? Moonbeam, if they're lucky, they make $1,000, right? And it shows in the price chart as well. If you look at Moonbeam, right here, mid risk, it says, you go to Moonbeam, right? It's still making lower lows all the time, right? And also against Bitcoin, it's making lower lows. So this is one of the projects as well that's crashing exceptionally hard. So whatever you think about Moonbeam, the project itself, you should be able to look at the price chart and be like, okay, there's not a single reason to buy this right now. Because you are losing money with it, right? And you can gamble all the time. Well, here it goes up, now here it goes up, and you can say it right here as well. At a certain point, you will be right? But how much money would you have lost in the meantime? So not for me, but maybe one day. Let's see how this plays out. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Like the video. Tomorrow I'll be dropping something very interesting as well. So see you then. Subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and take care.